No, you don't need the.
I'm doing this my way.
He a legend, he a legend, he a legend. He a legend, he a legend, he a legend.
Fucking on it though. Then
He
you
a
can't work it up
legend.
later.
Welcome to the league, to the league, to the league, to the league, to the league of items. Welcome to the league, to the league, to the league, to the league, to the league of items.
What's up, everybody? It's Pikel with League of Items, and in today's video, we're going to talk about betting and prize picks for the LPL. One person I found on... Actually, before that, let's talk about the giveaway. So, in order to qualify for the giveaway, we're doing $500 for the giveaway starting on Friday. You need to join Patreon either in the $1 tier or the $10 tier. If you just want to be in the giveaway, join the $1 tier. If you want to help support the channel, help support me, join the $10 tier. It's that simple. Then you have to make a comment on this, or on any of the videos really, saying a content idea that you want to see on my channel, your favorite underdog playing on the upcoming slate, and a team that you think will win their regional league or a team that will win Worlds. People are finally doing it the right way. So congrats to everyone figuring that one out. The two matches we have tonight are V5 against Team World Elite, which should be a really good match for DraftKings scoring and prize picks. And then we have Top Esports against LNG. Top Esports is favored over LNG. Top Esports has definitely looked better than LNG so far this split. But I do really believe in the long-term talent of LNG. I think these are going to be two of the best teams for the rest of the summer, the rest of the year. I expect both of them to make Worlds. And that means that LNG has some good value here. In the V5 match, I definitely think that the Team World Elite plus 125 is the better side, but it is a little bit scary. So if we take a look, I was looking at some stats before from Oracle's Elixir. So if any of you want to do some research or stat stuff on your own, I don't know if I'd really call it stats, but they are technically stats. If you want to do some of this stuff on your own, you can go to a place like Oracle's Elixir, where you can sort by team, by players, by results. So winner losses, you can do blue side, red side, and things like that. So I was just looking at some kill total stuff. So V5 has only lost one game so far this split. Their average number of deaths in losses this split is 27. So obviously that's going to regress pretty hard. Top Esports has had 3 losses. That's 63 deaths in their 3 losses. So that's over 20, about 21. It is 21. Then we have Team World Elite, 95 deaths in 6 losses. So a little bit over 15. Is it 16? No, it's like 15.8 or something like that. And then last but not least, we have LNG. LNG has had 4 losses and 68 deaths. So about, 16-ish. Again, so, and like not all losses are created equal. It depends on what kind of draft you have. It depends on how you think that you can beat your opponent. But for the most part, these teams are pretty versatile. Let's take a look at prize picks first, and then I'm going to show you something on Twitter that I kind of liked from a different like picks provider guy. So first up, let's talk about V5 and World Elite. So in the top lane, we have Rich against Bew. In the jungle, we have Xiaolongbao and Beijong. So XLB, a.k.a. Xiaolongbao, I think you're supposed to say it like that, is subbing in for Karsa tonight. He's a good player. We liked him when he was starting for other teams, so there's no reason to not like him now. I think that Beijong is better than him, so it makes me feel like the kill upside is increased, the death upside is increased, because their ability to close out games should be hurt a little bit by having the substitute. In the mid lane, we have Dream against Shanks. Dream's a better player than Shanks. Shanks is more of a play for his team kind of player, I would think. Not somebody that I'm excited to bet on in general, but 3.5 is a super low number. If we think that World Elite is going to pull off an upset in one of the first 2 matches, then the 3.5 is a good number for him. So if he got like 1 kill in the loss and 3 kills in the win, that's an over. Not horrible. And then in the bot lane, we have... Who do we have in the bot lane for them nowadays? Let's retweet that. because I'm going to use that. And then Xing and Heal against Photic and PP God. So Photic and PP God are definitely the better side. I think last time Photic was on Prize Picks, I think he crushed the over. So now we kind of have to ask the question, first of all, do we think World Elite wins one of the games? I kind of think they do. I think plus 125, if you were going to bet it in real life, that's an okay number. This is probably a better way to get exposure to that result, and you still have outs if World Elite doesn't win one of the first two games. Like if one of them is just a very bloody game, I could see Bew and Shanks both hitting the over. So if we think that they win one of these games at plus 125, I think you could definitely play the overs for both. In the matchup, Rich against Bew, I was kind of surprised by this. I got some of this information from Oracle's Elixir, like I said previously. If you look at kills per game, Rich has the most kills per game for top laners. I think that is not indicative of the quality of player that he is. I think that has more to do with the fact they've only lost one game. So he has, very high. He has a very high number of kills because he's on a team that doesn't lose. Like if you're on a team that loses, you will generally have less kills than your opponent. So then we can look at something like kill share. So Rich has 24% of the kill share of V5. That's not even the highest for top laners. Xiaolongbao, who has 32.8%, but that's for FPX. They're not playing as well right now. And Rich is still respectable right here. Relatively close. So that is a little bit surprising to me, if I'm being completely honest. Then we have Bew. Bew is averaging 1.4 kills a game. So, 1.4 plus 1.4 is 2.8. The prop is 3.5. So it really comes down to, do you think that this is going to be a bloody match for a particular reason, or do you think that they actually win one of the games? If they win one of the games, this is an over for me. He has 21.3% kill share. All right. Let's go to mid lane. So in the mid lane, again, 24.1%, so he has the same as Rich. If you go largest to smallest, he has the second most kills per game. Again, it is weighted a little bit extra because of the fact they've been winning so often. Do I think that he can... The problem with me here is that I believe in World Elite. So do I believe that V5 will be bloody in a loss? If V5 is losing, I think they're still going to fight a lot. So then we'd have one game where they win and then one game where they're fighting a lot. Hopefully just picking up some random kills should be beneficial. I guess I'm trying to talk myself into an over. I don't know if that's really that smart. And then we have Shanks at 1.3. He's only played in 3 games. And he's 1-2 in those games. 14.8% kill share. I'm not surprised by that. That seems to be the kind of player that he is. So let's go through this one more time. Rich, over under. It's probably an over. I think that you can feel okay with the over. The minus 1.5 was minus 175. So they're saying that V5 wins both of those matches like 65-70% of the time, or both of those games 65 to 70% of the time. In matches that V5 sweeps, he gets there almost all the time. I like Rich much more than Dream, so it's up to you which one you like, which one you're going to play. And then the other question would be, do you think World Elite wins? If you think that World Elite gets one win, then I think you should play the over for Shanks and Bew. I probably prefer Bew slightly. Then we go to the second matchup. So Top Esports against... Actually, we could do Game 3. So if we think that World Elite wins one of those first 2 games and we go to a Game 3, I would still think that V5 wins the series. So I would play Rich or Dream. At that point, I'd probably play them both over. You could probably do something like Bew, Shanks over, and then Rich and Dream over in Game 3. I think something like that makes sense. But those aren't my favorite plays. Like if your core is going to come from the top esports LNG match, then you should probably try to get in Bu or Shanks as like the secondary plays. Those are the ones that you're really trying to get extra value out of. Because they just seem super unlikely, so you might as well get paid when they happen. Let's talk about this second match, Top Esports against LNG, and this should be a very bloody match. So, like I said before, they're averaging about 20 deaths and losses. Top Esports is averaging 20 deaths and losses, and LNG is a little bit closer to 16, 17. But for the first two games, I think that we could expect them to go pretty bloody with either team winning. So we're only looking at 2.5, 2.25, 3.75, 2.25. So the Doinb and the Ale props are no-brainers for me. I think Doinb over 4.5 kills is a lock. That's probably my favorite play on the board. Ale is up there as well. So it just comes down to, we get our first two. These are the two that I like first. Then it's, do I think they're going to 2-0? Probably not. So I would probably want to get Wayward in there. And then in game 3, if you're just looking at these numbers, if you want to get money down on Knight, for example, 3.5 versus 7.5, the average would be 3.75 here, average is 3.5 here. You still need to hit 4, but it is, I guess it is somewhat irrelevant. But this one, you have 2 shots in one of those first 2 games, just him going off. And Knight has the most kills in the LPL, I believe. Yeah, most of all mid laners, and it should be it's not most of all players. Wow. So Xiaolongbao is over under 5, or averaging 5. He's averaging 5 kills per game, so that divided by, so he's probably averaging 18. Let me see, that divided by that. So basically, what I did there is I took the number of kills and I divided it by their kill share, and that should give us the number of kills in their games on average. What? Oh, it's because of the divisor. Whoops. So when they have Xiaolongbao in instead of Karsa, they have more kills in their games basically so far. 15.5 to 18.5. And like I said, it does make some sense because less reliably closing out games. So maybe that should be so 18 times 2 is 36. Those should both be overs if they actually sweep. So as per usual, it just comes down to how do you think the match is going to play out. I prefer things like this where all I need to do is have them play okay in losses and just have bloody matches in general, which we think that it's going to be. It really does seem like a night where there's the potential for a lot of overs. I think it's about to get a little bit more bloody in the LPL. So let's kind of put these in order and finish it off. So my favorite play of the day is probably Doinb over 4.5. Doinb's averaging 2.45. I think that's low for him. And if you look at the total of kills, the average total kills in their game, the average number of kills in their game is 12.7. Against a team like Top Esports, I expect that number to be increased. So that's, probably the main reason why I like the over. Then Ale, again, I think these matches are just going to be very bloody. So I want the over on Ale as well. Those should be correlated with one another. Then I think I want to go. If it gets to a game 3, because I do think it's going to go 3 games. So if it goes 3 games, I'd probably rather have Knight. Do and be at 2.5 again. You could go do and be twice. That'd be interesting. So now basically I'm thinking to myself between Bew, Shanks, Wayward, and Knight. So out of those 4, I probably want. I think I'll just take the risk. It's, $20, $20. I can live with that. So do I go, which one should be my last one? So that's basically what we're doing. We're saying that World Elite wins one of the first 2 games. V5 wins the 3rd game. Rich has over 2.5 kills in the 3rd game. I like that better because there's no hook involved with Dream, like that 3. Then Knight 3.5 in the last game is pretty interesting to me. And Doinby over 2.5 in the last game is pretty interesting to me. Doinby against Knight is a great matchup. It's always a lot of fun watching them play against one another. So those are my picks for tonight. The thing I was going to show you is from Link DFS. So he posts this stuff on Twitter. If you look at my Twitter, you can find him. If you're not already following him, you probably are. So he posts the line. So for the LPL, it's divided by 2 for the first 2 maps. The number of games they've played, that they've gotten data from Oracle's Elixir, that he also gets from Oracle's Elixir, and then in the last 10 matches, how often have they beat that number? So Rich, Wayward's beaten a 7 out of 10 games, so 70%. Rich, Dream, and Ale have been 60%. Knight and Doinby have been 50%. But the thing I want to kind of highlight is that I think Top Esports against LNG is going to go over tonight, and that will drag LNG's averages up. Top Esports is the kind of team that will increase the number of kills in a match. So that's all I've got for you. Let's talk about the giveaway one more time. We're doing $500 in giveaways starting on Friday. If you want to be a part of the giveaways, you need to join Patreon, the $1 tier or the $10 tier. The $1 tier is just for the giveaways. The $10 tier is if you want to help support the channel. Once you do that, you have to comment on one of the YouTube videos with a content idea you want to see on my channel, your favorite underdog playing on the upcoming slate, and the team you think will win the summer split in their league, or the eventual world champions. So, that's all I got for you today. Thanks for watching, and I'll talk to you later.